Good afternoon, boys and girls. Oh, my bad. It's Wacky Wednesday. Nice to see you all. I hope you're enjoying the book. Today we're reading Way of the Warrior Kid by Jocko Willink, Where There's a Will. This is part 3 in the series. So far, it's really good. So if you haven't seen the other videos, check it out. We have a good novel going on. We're on chapter 5. Well, today was terrible. Summer started, and I went to jiu-jitsu class today. I was looking forward to it. Since I had been training for almost 3 years, I was one of the better kids at my jiu-jitsu academy, Victory MMA. Plus, since I was one of the better kids, Coach Adam had me help out with classes, meaning I was like a junior instructor. On top of that, Nathan and I still helped clean the academy so that Nathan could train there for a little lower cost. And Kenny usually helps us out too because, well, I guess he doesn't have anything better to do. So, with everything that I did at the academy and as much time as I spent there and with my friends being there, Victory MMA was like my second home. I loved being there. And I have to admit, being one of the best students there also made it fun. I was sort of the leader there, and I could feel that the other kids looked up to me a little bit, and that felt pretty good. But today I didn't feel good at all. At all. When I showed up, guess who was already there, wearing his gi? Yep, Danny Reinhardt. And he was a yellow belt with 4 stripes, meaning he was almost an orange belt. That's the way it worked. I'm beginning to think this kid has superpowers. You started off as a white belt and got stripes, or degrees, put on. Once you had 4 stripes on your white belt, the next belt was gray. When you trained hard and learned new moves, you got stripes on the gray belt. Once you got 4 stripes on the gray belt, the next level was yellow belt, which is what I had. But I had only just gotten it and didn't have any stripes yet, and there was Danny with 4 stripes. But the stripes and the belts didn't mean everything. In fact, Coach Adam always told us not to worry about what color your belt was or how many stripes you had. Uncle Jake said the same thing. What matters is how hard you trained and how well you could do the techniques. And just because someone had a higher belt didn't mean they could beat you. There were times when lower belts beat higher belts. It didn't usually happen, but it did sometimes happen. And I was hoping it would happen with Danny. I'm not saying I want to be the kid that beats Danny, but I am saying that I don't want to be the kid that doesn't beat him. So Mark's having some of those inner conflicts and those thoughts to himself. "Hi, Mark," Danny said with a big smile on his face. He was always smiling and being so nice. For some reason, it was really kind of annoying. "Hey, Danny," I said back to him. I don't think I was smiling, though. "Thanks for inviting me to your academy. This place is awesome," he said. "I didn't invite you," I was thinking. At that point, Coach Adam walked over. "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" "I'm Coach Adam." "Where are you coming in from? It looks like you've trained before," Coach Adam said as he pointed to Danny's belt. "Yes, sir. I just moved here, but I have trained jiu-jitsu for about 4 years, ever since I was 8. "That's great. Did you meet Mark here?" Coach Adam asked, pointing over to me. I started to nod and say yes, but Danny cut me off. "Yes, sir, we met," Danny said. "We met at school, and he invited me to come in and train here. I really appreciate it." "Well, it's great to have you. We can use all the good people we can get. The better students we have here, the better everyone can get. You guys go spar while we're waiting for class to start." "Great," exclaimed Danny. "Oh no," I thought to myself. "This is horrible. If we went through class together, I might not have to spar against Danny. And even if we did end up sparring, it would be at the end of class and the rounds would be short, and I would at least get to see what kind of skills he had during class to figure out how I could beat him." But that wasn't happening. "Okay," I said as we walked over for the mat. We took off our shoes and walked onto the mat. Just as we did, Nathan and Kenny came through the door and walked right over to us. They didn't even have their gis. They just took off their shoes and walked right onto the mat. "Are you guys going to go?" Nathan asked. "Yeah," I told Nathan. "Awesome," Kenny said. I could feel myself getting tense, but Danny looked completely relaxed. We shook hands, bowed, and then started. Danny reached for the collar of my gi. I batted his hand away. He reached for it again. I batted it away again. He reached for a third time. As I tried to bat it again, he grabbed it with his other hand and flung me to the ground while he slipped behind me with a wrestling move called an arm drag. And then he hooked my leg and forced me down to the mat. Nice takedown, Nathan said. Danny was good. Really good. Before I could even think about what was happening, Danny had moved into the mount position, one of the best places for him to be, and one of the worst places for me to be. This meant Danny was on top of me with all his weight in a good position to tap me out. I couldn't believe it, but Danny got a little too excited. He reached his arms around my neck and prepared to choke me, but I grabbed a hold of his right arm, trapped his right leg, and rolled him over so that I was back on top, inside Danny's guard. That meant I was between his legs, which gave him some control over my body weight, but I had escaped his mount position and was now on top. Nice escape, Mark, Nathan yelled. I felt better and was glad that I had regained control. I looked at Kenny and Nathan, who were sitting on the side of the mat watching closely. Coach Adam had walked over too, so he could check out how well I would do against a higher belt. I felt good. I gave them a little nod to let them know I had the situation under control and was about to do some moves that would crush Danny. Just as I gave him the nod, I felt a fast movement in Danny's hip. He quickly slid them out to the side and put one of his legs over my arm and extended his hip as he held onto my arm. I knew exactly what he was doing, an arm lock from the guard. But it was too late. I didn't react in time. Before I could even make a defensive move, my arm was fully straightened out and I had to tap. It was over. I couldn't believe it. Whoa, arm lock, Nathan shouted. I already knew that, Nathan, I thought to myself. Dear arm, how could you let that arm lock happen? You're supposed to be an arm expert. I guess I kind of got lucky with that, Danny said. I guess, I said back to him, not even knowing what to say. Nice move, Coach Adam said to Danny. That was a solid arm lock. You have impressive skills, Danny. Now you guys take a break. Nathan and Kenny, sweep up the mats and let's get ready for class. Danny has impressive skills, I repeated in my head. I already knew that. Was there anything Danny didn't have? I couldn't think of anything Danny couldn't do, or anything that I liked about him. No, I didn't like him at all. Right.